a magic tier list in Deepwoken. Now, it's not actually called magic, it's called attunement or whatever it's called. But you know, we're not here for that. This is going to be the Deepwoken element, magic, attunement, whichever one you want to call it, tier list. And this is purely based off of what I've seen inside the game, what I've used, in my opinion. So yeah, this is purely just based off of my opinion. It's gonna be pretty weird where I rank these, because like I don't want to just rank them in general, because if I'm ranking them in general, it's like I could have every single magic at like A tier plus, right? If I'm yeah, it's like if I'm ranking it in general, I can have every single magic at like A tier plus, but I want to rank them against each other. So I hope that you understand what I'm saying, because in my head I think that every single magic in this game is good. Literally, like no element, shadow, lightning, frost draw, Gilbert, flame charm, everything is good. Everything inside this game is good, and it also just purely depends on the player, is what I want to say from the start. But I'm going to be ranking them against each other, so that means that there will be a bottom and there will also be a top. And keep in mind, this is fully based off of my opinion. So if you don't agree with me on some of these things, then I fully understand, and you can feel free to comment your take down below. But I'm really basing this off of what I've seen from YouTube videos, players that I've fought, etc. All the stuff that I already explained at the start. So besides all of that, let me actually get started, and we might as well start off with Gilbert, since it's the first one here. Now Gilbert, this is actually gonna be hard, because I truly do not know where to place this. This is probably one of the ones that I just am not really confident about, or I don't have that much knowledge about, but I do know how deadly it can actually be, because there's a lot of good players who use this, like Agamatsu, Nano Prodigy, some of my friends, and it's just like they make this look so good. And it's hard for me to just come and rank it, because it's honestly such a good element, but it's like I'm really thinking about it compared to all of the other elements, and I'm gonna have to put it in you know what, let's just put it in B for now. Now I will probably change this tier list around once I'm like actually done, because I do know for sure that I am not going to be certain with some of the things that I put. But for now, let's just put Gilbert in B, and I'll give you some type of explanation. Like it's really good, and I feel like Gilbert is used for to keep your opponents at range, or to get off like quick burst of damage and then you back up. I don't feel like it's just meant for bum rushing your opponent and just pushing them, if you get what I'm saying. And it's like every Gilbert user I see, they use it in a really smart way, and they make it look good. But I feel like there's a certain way that you have to use this element, and like you can't just equip it, get a bunch of barrage skills and stuff, and think that it's all going to work. Because like Gilbert, you have to have a brain, I guess, quote unquote, to actually use it. So that's probably what I'm actually trying to say. Keep in mind, I will probably change this near the end, but right now I'm gonna have to put Gilbert in the middle, because like I know that it's good, which is why I'm putting it in B, but I don't know if it's gonna be better than like anything else down here, because I'm telling you, some of these elements are just crap, like literally beautiful, broken, crazy. But we will just leave Gilbert in B for now. I will definitely change that into the future. I can feel that. Moving on to the next element though is actually going to be nothing, and I kind of want to just put this, you see, it depends what you go. Like, you see, it actually depends what you go, because you could get rapid punches, dash, enhanced leap, like things that you can do with this is actually crazy. And rapid punches is like one of the best skills inside the game in my opinion, but you can also get rapid punches with any other element. So it's like, damn, hey bro, this is actually so hard, because I'm really thinking about rapid punches, dash. You can get that with literally any other element on top of that, but you'll have more stat points to put in with this, because you won't have the 10. I mean, it's only 10 stat points. Actually, yeah, I'll put no element at C tier. Now, I definitely feel like no element is like very good, and you can literally beat anybody like any element on this list with no element, but it's like what you get with no element, you can also get with an element, and though it's not really like an optimal build, it's just the fact that you're able to. And since this is me ranking them based off of each other, it's like this really doesn't have anything special over flame charm. I can get rapid punches, dash, enhanced leap, or whatever it's called, without with having the element. And then it just, there's no point. There's really just no point towards no element. So yeah, I'll have to put it in C tier. I really do feel like it's good, and I've seen a very huge amount of players that actually don't use an element, and like they usually go heavy greatsword, or they use the heavy and the hammer. Like, it really just depends on the player, but for now, ranking it off of every other element here, I'm gonna have to put that in C tier. And then moving on to Frostdraw, it's just S. I don't know if you've been seeing the clips roaming around on YouTube, but Frostdraw is actually crazy. And it's just like, when Deepwoken first came out, I assumed that this was going to be one of the underrated magics, and it's something people wouldn't really use, because I don't really see people going ice that much in games that usually have elements like this. But Frostdraw in Deepwoken is genuinely just so crazy and broken. And it's like, I've seen skillful Frostdraw users, so I can definitely say that it takes some percent of skill. But like that ice stomp move, if you put the right if you put the right enhancers on it, or should I say modifiers, like, it will actually be crazy. Frostdraw is definitely an S tier element. If you get this, you cannot go wrong. Oh, it depends, because everybody's building in Deepwoken is actually different. But if you get this and you get the right cards, the right talents, and Frostdraw can actually be a force to be reckoned with. You know, I might put it in A. I'll put Frostdraw in A. I'll put Frostdraw in A. I don't feel like it just sits in the S tier. Honestly, I don't. I mean, like, I was just not hyping it up, but it's like, see, it's still so good. It is definitely above Gilbert and no element at all to me. But I'm just thinking about Froster, and it's like, does it have range? Yeah, definitely. It has the damage, it has range, which is pretty much what you need in Deepwoken. Yeah, you know what, I'm gonna leave an A for now. I'm definitely gonna look at this tier list before I finish off the video, but for now, let's just leave Frostdraw in the A. Moving on to our next element, which is actually going to be Shadow. My bad for like the trash image. I couldn't really find one for it, but we have Shadow magic. Now, Shadow, damn. I do not have the best opinion on Shadow. Now, I do know that Shadow actually has a passive, and let me go read that all through. Alright, so if you have Shadow cast, use Ether, Stealing, and Crowd Control. Dash just teleports in big AoEs, etc. So yeah, Shadow can actually steal your opponent's Ether, which is that's hella good. That right there is just straight out good. But it's like, everybody that I've seen with Shadow just sucks. And this could really just be my personal experience. I've only seen a couple of good Shadow users, like Zeke with Shadow, and that's really it. Yeah, that is truly it. I have only seen one good Shadow user. A skill that is really good on Shadow though is actually Shadow Travel. Shadow Travel is a very good skill. That's like one of the best skills on Shadow, is what I can confidently say. So Shadow Travel is good, but it's just like Shadow, it doesn't really have that much damage. Picking Ether is beautiful though, so you know what? I don't think Shadow is better than Gilbert. I do think that Shadow is better than, yeah, definitely. So I'm gonna have to put Shadow in C tier. Now, keep in mind, if there's any element on this list that I have the least experience with, it is Shadow. I barely meet Shadow users, and when I do, they usually just suck. And like, I'm basing this off of what I know. So I'm gonna have to leave Shadow in C tier. I am really not fond on it. I want to try it out for myself and see what it's like personally. But like, a lot of people are saying, mainly like Wave 1 testers, that you're gonna regret getting Shadow just because they think it's not that good. And I actually see why they don't think it's that good. Like the damage for Shadow, it doesn't really look like it's there for me. And on top of that, it's like, Shadow, I'm just gonna have to leave. Moving on to the first S tier inside this tier list. Lightning Charm. Do I even need to say why? Lightning Charm is Lightning Charm. Literally. Yeah, Lightning Charm. All I have to say really is just Grand Javelin. Get that skill, you're basically the best at the game. I can go on and on and on about why Lightning Charm is S tier, but we all know this is probably the most popular element inside this game. 1, it does good damage. 2, it has range, speed, Lightning Charm literally has everything a player could want and need. It even has fast movement, good support, mobility. It's like Lightning Charm literally is just good. No downsides to Lightning Charm at all. Honestly, from what I can see, Lightning Charm is truly just a good element. If you choose Lightning Charm, you're not losing at all. And I don't mean that in like player versus player PvP. I'm just saying that in general. If you choose Lightning Charm, you're taking a W, because this element, like, it's really just cracked. It's so good. And don't even get me started on Grand Javelin, bro. You can get a card where like people get carried at the end of your Grand Javelin, and you can just Grand Javelin somebody off into the depths. And like, I mean, so like, let's say that you're already inside the depths, you could just Grand Javelin them off the cliff. You can Grand Javelin them off the mountain. It's just so good. And you also have to take into factor like all of these for PvE. I'm thinking about it in that way too. Like, and Lightning is good for PvE, PvP, mobility, support. Like, it's just really good. This is probably the best elements of the game to me. And most Lightning players, though they aren't the best, the ones that are good, you can immediately tell the difference between them. Like, immediately. And then moving on to the last attunement element, and my personal favorite, because it is the one that I have used the most, is Flame Charm. Now, as badly as I want to put this in S tier, I know it is not. So I'm not going to bring my personal bias into this, but all I'm saying is that, listen, I'm an S tier Flame Charm user. But Flame Charm, I'm going to have to put it in... Do I want to put it in front of Frost Draw? Do I want to put Flame Charm in front of Frost Draw? I do. Do I? I do. Flame Charm, definitely, yep, yeah, right there. It's because like I have the experience with it, and I know what you can do with Flame Charm. It's just like, I'm not even trying to gas myself up and make it seem like I'm like some, you know, almighty freaking cock destroyer Flame Charm god. No homo. But Flame Charm, bro, it's actually crazy. I'm telling you, if you get the right skills like Fire Blade, Flame Leap is hella good. Graceful Flame, one of the best support skills. If you get Azure Flames, you can use Graceful Flame in the depths, and it's just like, it's such a good thing. And on top of that, Azure Flames in general, it just buffs your damage. And it makes your flames more intense. Your flames don't go out inside the rain is what I've heard, but I'm pretty sure that's not true because my campfires usually go out inside the rain even though I have zero flames. But it's just like, bro, Flame Charm is just beautiful. It has the damage, it definitely has crowd control. My main problem with it is probably that I end up hitting my friends when we're actually just like going around ganking people. But bro, I can guarantee if you choose Flame Charm, you're taking a W. Flame to me is probably the second best element inside the game, and people are actually starting to realize there have been so much like new Azure Flame builds, and you know, I honestly love to see it. As a fellow Flame Charmer myself, I welcome any person who uses Flame Charm into the community because it's just truly such a good element, and I am so happy that it's getting the recognition it deserves. So I'm going to leave it in A tier right behind Frostra. And this tier list, you know, I kind of like the way everything looks. I still feel bad for putting... Actually, no, I don't. Only thing I'm really iffy on is Gilbert, but I truly think it's fine right there. So I'm not going to change anything over on this tier list. I can confidently end off the video with it looking like this. Flame Charm should be right there. Frostra, yep. Gilbert, Shadow, None, and Lightning. Yeah, okay, so this is my tier list. Let me know in the comments what you actually think about this. I can already see a lot of people probably getting mad at me for anything in B tier and C tier. I know it's just gonna be people who use Shadow and think it's like probably A tier, people who use no element and probably think that it's A tier too, and then Gilbert users. So let me actually hear what y'all think about these three, because I do not have the best experience on Shadow. No element, I've seen some pretty good players with that, and Gilbert, it's just like, to me it's just good. That's it. There's nothing really special and there's nothing really bad. Keep in mind, this is fully my opinion, so everything that I'm saying here is based off of my experiences and what I know about the game and for how long I've been playing, which has been about a week now, a week or two. And yeah, this is just my tier list. I am definitely going to be reading the comments for this video, so enough of all that stalling. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. The support for my Deepwoken videos have actually just been like truly crazy, and like, you know, it just makes me smile. So I appreciate all you guys liking the video, staying till the end, just watching it. And I know it's a generic thing to say for YouTubers, but just know that I am truly grateful for it all, and I appreciate you watching this video. So besides that, thanks for watching again. Hopefully you're having a nice day, and goodbye.